On behalf of the Department of Statistics, Philosophiae, I welcome you all to the Ph.D. defense of one of our Ph.D. scholars, Mr. Amjad. Before we proceed further, let me invite Mr. Amjad to recite a few verses from the Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وكان الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها لأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا
Let me give you a brief introduction. Since 1996, the Department of Statistics has produced so many eminent PhD graduates who are serving the community and different institutions, universities, degree colleges of Qamruz and also in different parts of the country. Today we have the defense of another PhD scholar. His name is Mr. Amjad. Mr. Amjad got his MSc degree from the same department from our department in 2004. He is now a lecturer in Superior Science College, Vishal. The scholar got admission in 2008 and MPhil PhD program under the HEC Immediate Scholarship Program. Mr. Amjad, after successfully completing the coursework, started research work under the supervision of Professor Dr. Qamruz Zaman. The external examiner of today's PhD defense is Professor Dr. We welcome him. He is Professor and Dean Faculty of Life Sciences in University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Lahore. So let me invite Mr. Amjad to present and defend his PhD research work. Mr. Amjad, please.
My topic of presentation on my PhD is the protection of the missing value in the procedure of animal forest. These are the topics which will be discussed in this presentation. Objective of the study is to the new method in the animal procedure of animal forest and significant improvement in the accuracy of reduction of misclassification rate and simulation study will become conducted, and the later on they will compare the missing values and non-missing values in the procedure of animal procedure as it is in animal forest. So we will start with missing values. These are the values we intend to observe but we put on ourselves. So there are several reasons. Sometimes people ask questions, some question was not any more other questions, and you punching the data and you miss some values. So if you have missing values, but your goal of the study will be not changed, but rather than their calculus, analysis will become more complicated because you have the problem of missing values. So paying an engineer to discuss this at 15% causes more problems. You will know if less than 1% it is unimportant, and up to 5% it is controllable. So if you will ignore these missing values, that will create a problem for you and your result will be greatly affected. So there are two strategies common uses either to discard these missing values and do your analysis. There are two methods which are also used in this discarding values. One is list-wise and the other is pair-wise deletion. I have considered in my study this list-wise deletion method. So rather than deleting or discarding missing values, it is important that you have to complete your samples by imputing some estimated value on missing values. So these are the imputation methods. The common uses I have consider this random importation methods. This random importation method is, we will take the sample of non-missing values and we then substitute on missing values. So this method is very simple, but here the problem of doubling of observations. So these are the existing methods which are commonly used in the regression of the linear model, but their usefulness is yet to be demonstrated in the classification and as well as random forest, and particularly in our procedure of random forest. So what is CART? CART is basically a parametric model, and we are predicting our variables either from the independent variable. They are continuous as well as categoricals. And the regression tree, when the response variable is continuous. So Libre is the pioneer of this model of CART, classification and regression tree. So these statisticians are mostly like maximum number of models for prediction rather than a single models for predictions. So that's why Bremen produced another model of random forest. So in this type, even though we are constructing classification regression tree, but in this type of model we are constructing a forest of these trees. So here our selection of variable also will involve. So this is Langston have produced these charts, and these are the random forest of trees, 100 trees, and if your variable is response variable is categorical, then you will maximum vote for this either 1 or 0. And the one thing which is we calculated the average misclassification rate of overall trees. The other word, out of big is example are used to test the individual trees. So the problem faced by random forest in balanced and imbalanced data sets. When a variable have two majority and minority, these are the cases. And one of them is at least is greater than from other, that is called imbalanced data sets. So the intra-system correct classification of the red class, but state balanced data sets will become either to increase the minority classes or decrease the majority classes. So that is also involved bias because you are affecting the original sample size. So to overcome this problem, thanks to my supervisor and Shah, they have produced this procedure rather than increasing or rather than decreasing. They have randomly increasing the minority classes and remove first random cases and produce and also apply the conventional random forest. So after conventional random forest, now they will go to next. If there is possibility, their J cases are removed as possible, then you will go again. So in this procedure, the original sample size is not affected, even though they are increasing the minority classes. So the problem of missing values in the random forest are in our procedure. So this first method I have modified. Count the number of missing values and position in the first variable. The problem which I have faced, the position of the variables. Because if you will disturb, otherwise you will estimate the values, but the position is changed, then the whole data structure will be changed. And generating the positive sample and compute the descriptive according to the nature. And these procedures are replaces for each and every variable because we have missing values. So we can't say either it is a first variable missing or a second variable, there is percentage are missing in this data structure. So for this I have conducted a simulation study and generated initially 500, 1000 and 1500 data size of 500 from these distributions, from not numerical, from continuous as well as from descriptive, and with the different independent variables. Also with parameters and the misclassification were recorded. These are some interesting results of modified random importation methods. At 5%, at 10%, even though it is increasing because you are estimating the original value from the estimated value, replacing, and you are conducting the estimated value in the data structures. Also, the list qualification method gives many of results. At 20%, 15%, but the one thing that you will delete in the observations in your structure, data structure is minimized. This is from hypergeometric distribution and the same conclusion. Even though in rate of rotation also error increasing, but and slowly, rather than rapidly in the simple random importation methods. At 5%, this is random importation, this is random importations. These are, this is modified random importation, this is random importation, this is list qualification method. So as we increase the percentage of missing values, the list qualification gives some interesting results. But behind this is a very big drawback of these results. Actually, we have 10 observations and 4 variables. These are a total of 40 observations. At 15%, you will have 6 observations. But you will apply a list qualification method in you 20%, and the more dangerous is you are eliminating a variable. If this variable is important, that will create a problem, and similarly, 60% of the loss due to this method.
What is P?
P is the number of variables. Predictor. So here data sets are taken from the DPhil repository. From here I downloaded the data sets. This is the first data sets. Indonesians contraceptive prevalence and the total number of instances 1473, having 1140 majority cases and 333 minority cases. These are variables, and the contraceptive method is one is no use, 2 long term and short term. These are the responses. Life age, and again I got the still results. Even though once again you will interpret these are results are minimized, but this is increasing slowly and gradually. Another method which I have proposed, rather than estimating a single value, you have to give another these value, the same compute the average value of the missing the non-missing values, and also apply the bootstrap procedure. And if you include the first value, then in the next sample you will be considered this first estimated value as a non-observation. So here the repetition chances of the existing value will be minimized, and that is the big advantage of this method, because this will minimize the biasness. This is the flow chart of this method. Compute the remainings, put the medians in place of missing value. Is there any missing values? If you have no missing value, then you will apply algorithm in or procedure. But if you have another missing value, then you will put this in these procedures, in these data sets, and you will repeat these procedures for each and every variable singly. And once again, in and out procedure gives some interesting results, even though the minority classes also give minimum values. At 5% of data, at 10% also it is increases. And they have compared with missing values and non-missing values. Because look at it, this in-out procedure is more better than from this conventional random force due to minority classes being considered in these procedures. And when you missing values, again you will get in this. But here the problem is that you are estimating the values rather than taking the original variables. This is for 15%, it increases, and this is for 20% also. So I have done it is for 30%, but you will get the same results. So there is no need that you have to show that 30% or 40%. And one disadvantage of this, if you have a large number of missing data, then it is not possible for you that even a single statistics model will perform better, because you have large number of data sets. And for this purpose, I have used this data set again. It is downloaded from the machine repository. So here this psychological tips are used, balance left and right tips. And once again, the total number of instances were 625, having 576 majority and 49 minority cases, that is B. So conventional random forest once again will minimize the overall classification. While in-and-out procedure will give weighted to this also. So if you have a problem of missing values, these are the description of the data, class name, and these are the results at 5%. No, here is the problem of 3 and 23.4. But overall error of this is minimum. So these actually schematic values, and immutable schematic, there are chances of the minority classes with minimum as compared to majority classes. This is at 10%, and this is at 25%. Once again, the minority classes are given maximum results. One interesting point which I have noted that in my research work, in-and-out procedure still working well as compared to increasing the minority or decreasing the majority classes. Over something means you have to increase the minority classes, and down something you have to decrease majority classes. And in-and-out procedure produce not increasing, not decreasing, but keeping the original sample size, and they perform very little as the error is minimum and the number of trees are increases. And this paper is already has been published, and I have put the procedure of my importation method in these three procedures, and still in-and-out perform really well. These are the conclusions which I have got from this procedure. One is the new method, which is conventional random forest, also working in conventional random forest as well as in in-and-out procedure. And the existing method also misclassification at very sample size. And the result of the study shows significant improvement in accuracy by reduction in the misclassifications rate. It is concluded the method proposed will depend on the missing data mechanism, which is the main advantage of this. Means there is no need of assumption required for these procedures. These are the future recommendations. You have to compare with several other methods, and you will give methods. And similarly, you can do for this in sample size. If you have a sample size of 50, then what will be the consequences of these methods, and what will be the advantage of these methods? These are some references. And thanks to my supervisors, and especially thanks to my chairman department of statistics, also departments, other teachers like Amjad Sahab and Amir Sahab, Philosophiae, and my colleagues Farooq and Danish, etc. Other many more. Thanks.
First, the committee will start questions and then it will be open. So,
Either you explained your work very nicely, even then, because you are going to explain your work, but then we have some questions. For example, which of the software you used for simulation study?
Yes, sir. 3.3.1.
R. Why you call it R?
Actually,
Why
this
is it R? Why not something else?
I think, sir, it is the version of S plus, which is also a version of C++. So I don't know why this is done R, but actually this is a version of S plus. So I don't know.
Okay, no problem. You used random forest.
Yes.
And also there are some other techniques like bagging, adamus.
Yes.
What's the difference between bagging and random forest?
In random forest, we are also consider the variables. In bagging, just like a bootstrap samples, and we are bootstrapping. So we are taking bootstrap sample. On the basis of these bootstrap samples, then we will predict the testing data sets. So there will be a chance that you have some values in the testing data sets.
Then the question is, all of data sets, they have categorical type?
No, sir.
Response
In random forest, you can have a regression tree as well as classification tree.
Okay, regression trees.
As well as
Classification
Yes,
trees.
sir.
So both kind of trees could be considered.
Yes, this is the combination of these random forest.
Okay. Just one correction.
Yes, sir.
You used the word Lou Bryman, the name of Lou Bryman.
Yes, sir.
He introduced classification trees, I think, for example, there is a group of
Yes, sir.
individuals.
Yes, sir.
And who are these?
Step Sherali and so many others.
Who are these four? There are four people.
One is Craig, because in missing data, actually
Friedman, Ocean, Stone,
Yes.
and Lou Bryman.
Yes.
These were the four individuals.
yes,
Then in 2001, Lou Bryman, you said,
Yes, sir.
Lou Bryman
Random forest produced.
Yeah, sure.
actually the book name, classification and regression tree is the author name is Lou Bryman. Even though the other was also contributor, but in title they have just mentioned Lou Bryman.
Lou Bryman.
I have some questions. And the very start you mentioned that missing value creates some problems in the analysis expansion. Those problems actually come because of missing values in the data.
So practically, if I look at you in a random forest, you will conduct a random forest, and I will give example of devotee. Let's suppose I am a predictor variable, I am the response variable, and these are my friends, and they were sitting, they were conducting some questions you will answer from them. So if some of the questions are missing and they don't know about my characteristics, so that will be a problem because how to respond there tomorrow, what will be my activities. So such a type of questionnaire will be missing. So that will create problems.
My other question is, you propose a new method for dealing with this type of missing data. Have you compared your method with the existing method which are already available for the same problem?
Actually, sir, I compared it with surrogate space. And surrogate space in cart, if you have missing values, then you will search for a copy, meaning mimic. So the copy is not working as possible as the original variable was. So and although your response variable is converted into observed or unobserved values, so your response is changed. In my studies, the response maybe have 3 or 4 categories.
This is my last question. You mentioned that our proposed method is effective compared to the existing methods.
Yes.
How you have checked that effectiveness in terms
Yes,
of
sir.
unbiased
Actually,
or
yes.
maybe some other statistical measurement?
So actually, we have missing values in a pattern mechanism, missing completely at random, missing at random, missing not at random. So you will be search for the pattern. But I introduce this method and I have tried in all of 3 methods, all of 3 patterns, and that's worked very well. So instead of assuming the pattern, this worked well. So you have to keep in mind because most of the methods have the assumption that your pattern are missing value in such a way. But this method is not considered in many other patterns. And if you have missing values, rather than this is missing completely at random, missing not at random, missing at random, that will provide the same results.
Okay, first of all, Mr. Amjad, thank you for such a nice presentation. I hope this represents your hard work and all the effort that you have done. I will start with something like a layman question, right?
Yes.
At least from your presentation, if I consider myself as a layman, I didn't get a very clear meaning of the word random forest.
Yes.
So if you can tell me in simple possible words, what is a random forest?
Sir, I have mentioned earlier that if I am a response variable, and you have to predict me a certain activity that tomorrow what will be the activity of me. And you have the predictor variable like my friend Farooq Ilyas and many others, and you will give some certain question from him. So you will select a bunch of friends of me, and you will ask me from them. They will, one Ilyas and Farooq, other Habib Gohar, and my supervisor you can ask. And these are, actually they will give this the information, and they will provide the trees and sense of question and answering. So at the end, you will decide that most of the people will respond to you. There will be the prediction that tomorrow will the activity of Amjad is there.
Is there any mathematical model behind the technique of random forest?
Actually, sir, this is a random algorithm type procedures. So that's why this you are
It's not based on any model.
and because this is a non-parametric model, so that's why this is a tree structure model.
Okay, just go ahead. Yeah, next. Yeah, just go back. Yeah, okay. When you're talking about, for example, how much of the missing values are permissible, so you say up to 5% is controllable.
Yes.
And then you say if it goes beyond 15%,
Yes.
then it should be a better from the sun. So what about the middle range, if it is more than 5% but less than 15%?
Actually, sir, it just tag was less than 1%, and if you increase from 5%, then you get around the same as 15% and others. Because in this paper, he mentioned that below this 1% is unimportant, 1 to 5% controllable, and 5 to 20% or 5 to 15% are creating problem, and you have no sophisticated methods to handle this problem.
Okay. In the next slide, if you just go the other one, you are talking about the term the rare class. So what is the rare class?
Actually, every class and what
You have not mentioned it for the
actually, sir, two of the reviewers are in favor. We one reviewer will have a sub review, and I have a response. And the journal name Chiang Mai Journal of Sciences with 0.4 impact
You know,
factors.
this is just a suggestion, right?
Yes, sir.
So it would have been very nice if you had mentioned that, for example, this paper is under review.
Yes,
I have sent this paper to this journal.
yes.
So it was just a suggestion, not a question, right?
So
So
actually,
they
I
have
have submitted one of my research to Kuwait Journal of Sciences, and that's been 1 year. And after that, then I responded, what will I do? I withdraw my research papers.
And the only last observation I had that you have not used a single Pakistani data set. Was it the case that no such data was available? In which
Quite a technique, and its name is random imputation method.
Yes.
Who introduced random imputation method?
Difference. Yes.
But it's a very good presentation, but I'm sorry that I was late due to certain reason. Let me tell that you mentioned here that your proposed method is better than other methods.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and what you suggest where your proposed method will be more applicable, and which kind of data?
In numerical type of data, in the more if you are response variable numerical, and you have actually we have a predictor variables of 5 to 6. I have done it for 8 to 10 of the independent variable. And if you have independent variable of a continuous type, it will create more useful results as compared to others.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Last question. But not a question, it's a suggestion.
Yes.
You can also apply cross-validation technique.
Yes.
Because in cross-validation, 5-fold, 5-fold, 10-fold,
Yes.
15-fold, you can use the same technique like 2. Because you are dividing data into 2 parts.
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Right? Yes.
That's how you can apply that.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now I think it's evaluation time, so for evaluation purpose, I would like Mr. Amjad to leave the hall for a while. Okay, you request to please leave the hall. Request to decide, you are not going to evaluate. Only the examiners are going to evaluate.
Department of Statistics, my colleagues, Dr. Asim, Dr. Qamruz, Zaman, Dr. Yusuf, and other colleagues, they invited me for this task. And I was expecting that Amjad Ali will definitely present his work nicely, but he presented his work very nicely, and I appreciate not only Dr. Amjad Ali's efforts, but efforts of the whole department colleagues. They are doing very hard work. They are giving a tough time to their students. That's why Dr. Amjad Ali so it's an honor for me that I am announcing that he has qualified for the Ph.D. degree, and Amjad Ali is no more Mr. He is Dr. Amjad Ali. Thank you.
For congratulations to Dr. Amjad Ali. I would like to invite again Honorable Chairman Dr. Mohammed Asim to say a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. It's really an honor to come here again. First of all, thank you very much, the honorable guests, for coming over here, evaluating the PhD thesis and announcing the result. Today, I would say that we have another feather in our cap by producing one more PhD. So congratulations to Dr. Amjad Ali for completing the PhD. And there are so many others which are in the pipeline. I can see, hopefully, very soon you will have other presentations over here. Particularly, I would like to congratulate Professor Dr. Qamruz Zaman for producing his first PhD. So this
Okay, thank you very much for coming over here. Again, let me announce that there will be a refreshment for all of you. So all of you are invited. 11:30. 11:30. It's 10 for 20. You have to wait.
Yeah,
One more hour.
बस जस्ट ما कम यो बराबर का बस जब तपुर zaman लाइफस्टाइल